So I'm back with part 4. Let's continue here. All right. We'll pick it up here at verse 11. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. You see that? And again, how's that going to happen? Have you people ever seen the movie with Tom Cruise, War of the Worlds, and the tripods come up out of the ground and they start to shoot that concentrated laser fire? What do you see happening to the people when that laser fire hits them? They turn to powder. There's the shedding of the blood, but they turn to powder. You understand that? There you go. All right. Now you have some understanding. All right. That's to give you an example. All right. Verse 12, the earth quaketh and the foundations thereof. All right. And the earth is going to rock to and fro like a drunkard. And that's going to be from the ICBMs. The sea arises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. Who's the right hand of the Lord, of the Heavenly Father? Yahushua, the Mashiach. All right? The one who died on the cross for his people. All right? So, for strong is his right hand, Yahushua, that bendeth the bow. His arrows, see that? Arrows that he shooteth are sharp. What arrows is he talking about? That thermonuclear fire, the ICBMs. And again, America's own allies. All right? The EU, which is the political, financial arm, all right, of the beast. NATO, which is the military arm. All right, the iron teeth of the beast. That's America's allies. All part of the Edomite beast system, because America, Babylon the Great's a part of that. Not a part of the EU, but a part of NATO. But they're going to send missiles onto America, Babylon the Great. All right? So that's America's allies that are going to do that. And that's because the Lord is going to will it. You understand that? There is nothing that does not obey the Lord's will. All right? We'll prove that in a moment here. All right? So the arrows are talking about the ICBMs that shooteth are sharp and shall not miss. You see that? And when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. You know what the ends of the world are? America, Babylon the Great, the Western Hemisphere. This is the end of the world. You see, when the Edomites had ruled under the Macedonian kingdom, and then they morphed, that was the third beast, Alexander the Great and his father, King Philip of Macedonia, and then they morphed into the fourth and final beast, the Roman Empire. They didn't rule the whole world. They only ruled a part of the world, which was that Eastern Hemisphere. They had no idea about the Americas, which was known as Ophir, which, King Solomon, his navy used to come down here. That's how the Israelites knew to come here. Okay, and this is all in the scriptures, people, all right? Okay, it's all in the scriptures, okay? So, this is the end of the world, okay? But America's own allies are going to shoot missiles. First, before we even prove that, let's show you that the Lord controls everything, all right? All right, so we'll come back. Give me, let's see, where do I want to go? Let's go to, Escalatius. I think it's, what is that? 1803. All right. Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. I repeat, all things obey his will. Do you understand that? So nobody is not going to obey the Lord's will. Do you understand that? In other words, there's no free will. He's in charge. Right? He controls Esau. Esau is the left hand of the Lord, the sword of the Lord, as you read in Psalm 17:13. All right? So before the Lord destroys the EU, Europe, and destroys NATO, he's going to use them to destroy America, Babylon the Great. And not only them are going to send missiles, America's own ally. You'll also have, Russia, Gog and Magog, they play a role in this, okay? Iran, China, do you understand? Everybody, every nation that has ICBM capability. And back after World War II, there were weak nations. There were nations that didn't have it, right? After they bombed Nagasaki, Hiroshima, right? But now, this is not 1945, is it? This isn't the 1950s, is it? This is 2021. You have nations that gave up their agricultural, way of life and this and that, and they invested in the defense of their nations. Okay? Weak nations that were once weak are now strong, and they have ICBM capability. Well, the Lord is going to will these nations, including America's own allies, all right, to send ICBMs onto America, Babylon the Great. This is all part of the Battle of Armageddon, World War III. Okay? So the Battle of Armageddon, World War III, means the end and the destruction, the demise, the desolation of America, Babylon the Great. And America, Babylon the Great has to go out in order for Yahweh's kingdom to come in. You understand that, people? You get it? Now, let's continue reading here. Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand. Who's that? The Most High, right? And all things obey his will. For he is the King of all. By his power, dividing holy things among them from the profane. Okay? You understand that? All right? Now, let's get back to this here, where we were. I think we're at 13. All right, now, let me take you to Revelations 17. All right. What does it say here? And the 10 horns are the nations. That's the EU, the European Union nations, right? Okay, don't be deceived because there's 28, 29 nations there in the EU. There's still only 10 nations there. Those nations were simply broken up, all right? Okay, so the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast is NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And again, the 10 horns are the financial and political arm of the beast. All right? So the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, and the beast is NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. That's the military arm, the iron teeth of the beast. These shall hate the whore. The whore is America, Babylon the Great. Okay? And shall make her desolate. Make who desolate and naked? America, Babylon the Great. America's own allies are going to do that. And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Now, how do you think they're going to do that? Fly over America, pour gasoline, light a match? No. They're going to send intercontinental ballistic missiles, that thermonuclear fire. Let's read the next verse. Verse 17. For the God power hath put it in their hearts. Hearts in Hebrew is lab, which means minds. So the God power will have put it in their hearts, meaning their minds, to fulfill his will. Didn't we just read about that? Escalatius 18:3. That nothing, can resist the will of the God power. Everyone, everything obeys the will of the Lord. Got that? Further proof of that, right? What is that? Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart, all right? So in other words, the king's mind is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. And as rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. See that? Showing you he controls. Okay? The Lord rules in the kingdom of men. You understand that? And he controls them. He controls Esau. Okay? You understand that, people? He controls both sides, the left and the right. You understand that, people? All right? Everything with the Lord is about a balance. Okay, I'll show you one more. Okay, let's go to one of my favorites. What is that? Jeremiah 50:29. All right. What does it say here? Call together the archers against Babylon. We're talking about America, Babylon the Great here, people. Also known as the daughter of Babylon, the daughter of the Chaldeans. You understand that? Mystery Babylon the Great, mother of harlots, abominations of the earth, the whore of Babylon. You understand? It's America, Babylon the Great, people. Call together the archers against Babylon. So this is everybody that has ICBM capability. All ye that bend the bow camped against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done. Do unto her, for she have been proud against the Lord Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. I'll give you one more. Right? What is that? Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah the 13th chapter. All right? Let's see here. Okay. I'll start here, verse 17. Behold, I stir up the Medes. The Medes is also known as Gog and Magog. That's talking about Russia. All right? Against them, I stir up the Medes against them. Against who? America, Babylon the Great. The Edomites. All right? Yeah, they're Edomites too. But like I says, who can resist the will, all right, of the Most High? Nobody. Everybody obeys the will of the Lord. All right? And he puts that spirit onto them. He uses the angels for that. All right? Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, America, Babylon the Great, which shall not regard silver and ask for gold. They shall not delight in it. Their bows, modern day bow is the missile silos, also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, meaning women, and their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, shall be as when the God power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Is not America, Babylon the Great, spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt? Yes, she is. You read that in Revelations 11:8. All right? And it shall never be inhabited. See that? America, Babylon the Great shall never be inhabited. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. You know, the Arabs setting up tent in the hoods. All right? Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful. All right? Creatures, owls shall dwell there, satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and the dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come. You see that? America, Babylon the Great, time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. All right, we'll end this here. We'll come right back with part 5. Shalom.